It's an exciting time of the year. We've had all the hype, all the build up to the Ronde and, Omloop, KBK, Le Samin, Nokra Corsa, E3, Gent Wevelgem, and Dwadors. And now it's the big one, the men's 106th edition of the Ronde and the women's 19th edition of it as well. So here is my James Talk Sports preview for the Ronde Van Vlaanderen. And we'll start with a very important factor, and that's the weather forecast. Looking at it from an Erdenada point of view, in the morning we have temperatures of around 1 degree, but at feel is a -1. When the action will kick off, the first time up the Quermont, it will be up to around 5, feels like 2. And by the end, it'll be 8 degrees, feels like 6. Rain wise, we're not expecting any rain, but after the snow we had yesterday, you can probably expect the cobbles to be a little bit wet. The Koppenberg could be dicey. Onto the route of the women's 19th edition of the Ronde. It is 160 kilometers, starting and finishing in Erdenade. They take in the Lippenhovenstraat and the Paderstraat to begin with. Then they wind their way around to the Molenberg, the Valkenberg, before the decisive point of the race is essentially the final of the men's race. You have the Koppenberg, which is in for the first time, the Steenbeck Dries, Teinberg, the Kreuzberg, and then round to the time up the Quermont and the Paterberg. We have the classic route now for the men's race, starting in Antwerp and finishing in Erdenade. 3 times up the Quermont, 2 times up the Paterberg, and it's really that last 55 kilometers from that final time up the Quermont to the finish where the race will be decided. They don't go up the Muir this year, which is interesting. I know they didn't in 2020 because of COVID, but last year they did, so I'm surprised they didn't bring it back in. But you've got the classics as well. And the new classic, the Berg ten Hout, which I really like, that little climb. Now we'll move on to the favourites. In the women's race, I think you've got 3 top favourites in SD Works, Lotte Kopecky, Trek Segafredo's Elisa Balsamo, and Movistar's Annemiek van Vleuten. Other riders on those teams that could win or do a good ride is Emma Norsgaard from Movistar. Trek will have Brandon van Dijk and Longo Borghini, and SD will have Chantal Vandenbroek Black and Demi Vollering. Jumbo-Visma will be all around Marianne Vos. We've not seen too much of her this year since she won the World Cyclocross, so I don't know where her form is at. Cassie Nilidoma and Cecilia Uttrup Ludwig will be there or thereabouts, but probably not a hard enough finish for them. FDJ have a strong team with Brady Chapman, Marta Cavalli, and Grace Brown as well, so they've got plenty of options. If it comes down to a sprint, which I highly doubt it will, DSM will look for Lorena Wiebes. Otherwise, they're probably going to go around Flotti Mackay. And former champion as well, you have UAE with Marta Bastianelli. For me, the big favourite for the men's race is Alpecin Phoenix's Mathieu van der Poel. He started his season late, which has probably been to his benefit because he's not picked any illnesses up like a lot of the other riders have. And he's come in with a bang. 3rd in San Remo. He won a stage and was aggressive in Copia Bartoli. And then he won Dwadors on Wednesday in great fashion as well. He's my top favourite. Other favourites in the race, you've got UAE's Tadej Pogacar. Struggled a little bit at Dwyer Doors, but he'll be up there. He'd have learnt a lot from that race. Ineos Grenadiers will be around Tom Pidcock or Dylan Van Baarle or Jonathan Navarez. But they've got an aggressive team and they'll play off an aggressive tactic in the race as well. Groupama FDJ have had a fantastic classics campaign so far. They'll be built around Valentin Madouas and Stefan Kung. You can never write off Trek or Quickstep Alpha Vinyls, although they have either won the race this year or been absolutely nowhere. Trek will be built around Jesper Sturven and Mads Pedersen, and Quickstep around Casper Asgreen. EF will be looking for Alberto Bettiol to repeat his 2019 exploits. Greg Van Avermaet and Oliver Naesen will hope to provide some sort of light in the classics for Azure Desert. And Victor Campenaerts will hope to continue his form for Lotto Soudal. Other ones you can't write off: Niels Pollitt and Michael Matthews. They have been pretty good in the past. However, the big omission from the race is Jumbo-Visma's Wout van Aert. He would have been a top favourite alongside Mathieu van der Poel, and sadly he tested positive for COVID, so he has to miss the race. Whether he will be out of the classics, we'll not know until a week or so. However, they have Tish Benoit and Christophe Laporte that can still win. Now we've had a look at the route, we've had a look at the forecast, and we've had a look at the favourites. It is time to make my predictions. I'm going to keep it Dutch for both races. I think Annemiek van Vleuten is going to be the winner for the third time of the women's race, and Mathieu van der Poel is going to pick up his second Ronde. On the podiums, I think you'll have Demi Vollering and Lucinda Brand from the women, and Tom Pidcock and Tish Benoit for the men. Thank you very much for watching my preview. Enjoy the race on Sunday. I'm sure I will have several Quermonts, and I will see you after the race for my review show.